Hey guys, it's Shay with Shay's Urban Edibles. Today I wanted to bring you guys along while I plant my herbs for the fall season. Come along. All right, so recently I started thinking about the germination rates that I get on a lot of my seeds. Some of them germinate quickly, some of them germinate slowly. I do know that there are some herbs that require cold stratification. I do know that there are some herbs that require or germinate better when you scar the seed or scratch it a little bit before starting it. And then I do also know that there are some seeds that require light to germinate. And so I kind of did a little bit of research and I was able to find a list of herbs and flower seeds that require cold stratification in order for the germination process to move along quicker. Um, and I did print that list out, but I also went through my seed packets and I gathered all of those seeds that were on the list that require cold stratification, and I put them in a Ziploc bag. I then placed all of those seeds inside of the refrigerator, and they've been there ever since. So going forward, the seeds that require cold stratification, I'm going to store those in the refrigerator automatically. That way I don't have to get ready to start the seed and realize that, oh, it should have been in the refrigerator, or this seed requires cold stratification, so I need to wait another 30 days because it needs to sit in the refrigerator for 30 days before to be cold stratified before I can plant it. And so, like I said, all of these seeds require cold stratification and they will remain in my refrigerator going forward, so that that's not something I have to worry about. Um, I did also want to go ahead and get some of these seeds started today. Some of them are herbs, some of them are flowers, um, some of them have medicinal properties. Um, so I have here the cilantro, which is one that requires cold stratification. The cold stratification process requires you to put a seed at a temperature, I believe, of 45 degrees or below for a few days prior to you planting it. It helps the seed to germinate a lot and it helps the seed to break dormant. So, like I said, cilantro is one of those. Another on that list was oregano. I will be starting some oregano seeds today because I'm going to be harvesting the oregano that I have out in the garden already. It's starting to go to flower. Um, so, yeah, the oregano requires cold stratification as well. Then you have the lavender, which requires cold stratification. The hollyhock, it requires cold stratification. I won't be starting any hollyhocks right now. I'll probably start them sometime in February because this is a summer plant. Um, Coneflower requires cold stratification. Purple coneflower, or echinacea as a lot of people know it. Um, this does have medicinal properties, and I've already started several of these. I think I started around 32 seeds, and quite a few of them germinated. So I probably have about 16 that are under the grow light inside of the house. Chives require cold stratification. It was on the list. Thyme, or thyme, is another one that requires cold stratification. Lemon balm was also on the list for cold stratification. Chamomile is another one, and I will be starting some chamomile. I do need to start more lemon balm as well, and thyme, and chives. I've got a few lavender plants that are already going, so I'm going to hold off on those. Let me get my seed packets together. So oregano, thyme, chives, lemon balm, chamomile. Sage is one that requires cold stratification. This is the broadleaf sage that I got from Dollar Tree. I will definitely be starting some more of this. I also have another sage. I think it's called Sacred Sage. I ordered it from Baker's Creek. So I'll have two different types of sage. I'll see which one grows better for me. That's another cilantro. Ooh, just dropping everything. let's see, artichoke is one that requires cold stratification. I'm going to start a few more artichoke as well. At the beginning of the year, I had a total of 3 artichokes. I did replant those artichokes from that bed to the side of the house because they can stand partial shade. I went ahead and added a coleus into the bed where the artichokes were. The coleus outgrew the artichokes, and of course, one of the artichokes died. So I definitely need more artichokes started. Bee balm is another one that requires cold stratification. This also has medicinal properties. And then there's that sacred sage I was talking about. Keep in mind, these are just the seeds that I had on hand or the ones that I grow. The list had quite a few more um, herbs and flowers that require cold stratification. I can put a link down to where I found the information in the description if you guys are interested in seeing it. But these are the seeds that I will be starting today. And then I also wanted to get some fall flowers started. So I'm going to go in and grab those as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different herbs. Give me just a second. I'm going to grab some flowers. All right, so I was able to grab a few flowers that do better in cooler seas, cooler weather. this is this is a Dusty Miller. This is a very pretty plant. I think that it does better in the colder weather. It kind of reminds me of Christmas because it looks like it's sprayed white with the snow, like you would spray flock on the Christmas tree. That's what this Dusty Miller looks like. So I want to start some Dusty Miller seeds. Also want to get some common borage planted. It is a cooler season flower. Then I have the golden yarrow. I'm going to get some of that started as well. Oh, I keep knocking my seeds over. I still have some time to plant some petunias, which I will do. Alyssum, which I think is still a little warm for the alyssum, and I want to direct sow it into the bed, so I won't be starting that. Uh, and then snapdragons. I think it's still a little too warm for snapdragons as well, so I'll probably start my snapdragons sometime in September, maybe the end of September. And then as far as the nasturtium, um, I'll be starting the nasturtium at a later date as well. It's a cool season flower. So both the nasturtium and the snapdragon will probably be started around the same time. All right, so let's get started. I got my lemon balm here. Let me first to make a label so I don't lose track of anything. Now, I do have some lemon balm out in the garden already. I started that lemon balm at the beginning of this growing season, probably sometime in, I want to say March, maybe February or March. Anyway, it has given me maybe 3 different harvests. I just harvested it the other day, and it's already growing back in a major way. So I'm thinking that plant is just about exhausted. And so after one more harvest, I'm going to go ahead and get it planted. And hopefully these lemon balm seeds will be ready by then. Ooh, the flies. Lemon balm seeds are very tiny, so you don't really want to bury them. You kind of want to sprinkle them on top. Put about 10 to 12 seeds in there. There might be more. I usually say about 4 or 5, and there ends up being 10 or 12. So we got that one going. This soil is kind of dry. I'm not gonna put anything in this one just yet. Now the borage seeds or borage, common borage, however you say it, it is, those seeds are a pretty decent size. And so I think they'll germinate pretty well. Let me make my label. But the borage, not only is it a beautiful plant, it can be itchy if you touch it. So you definitely want to wear your gloves when you're handling it or sleeves. Uh, but borage is really good for diabetes. You can make a tincture out of it, drop it under the tongue a couple of times a day, and it helps to lower the sugar levels or to balance your sugar levels. Um, what else was I going to say about borage? Oh, it's good for succession planting too. You can have one big plant. It is self seeding. The plant, like I said, the seeds are huge, and it attracts a lot of pollinators. So I think I'm probably going to do about 4 of these seeds. One in the middle. Okay, so I ended up planting 6, not 4. Put my label in there. Next, we have the artichoke, and I believe with the artichoke, I'm going to plant those in individual cells because they will stay in these pots for a while. I won't be bringing them out. And as far as the herbs, if it gets too cold to the point to where um, I need to bring them inside, they'll be in pots. So I can bring them either inside of the garage or inside of the house to keep them from freezing and me losing them. So I got a total of 6 artichoke seeds. I'm going to put 2 in each pot. And these seeds are about the same size as the borage seeds. All right, I seem to have lost you guys during some of the planting of the herbs, but so far, I believe I've planted all the way up to, I got the lemon balm, thyme, borage, artichoke, sage, chamomile, yarrow, oregano, bee balm, chives, the sacred sage, and then the dusty miller is where I'm at now. I'm about to start the seeds for the dusty miller. Like I said, they're really small seeds. They're about the same size as the chamomile seeds. Now, this plant will probably not be in the garden. More than likely, I'm going to use it in my front yard for decoration for the holidays. I will probably plant a few of them back here, and if I do, they're going to be in my Dollar Tree stackable. These seeds were ordered. I ordered these from Etsy too. All right. So that's done. I do have a couple more seeds that I want to plant, but like I said, the nasturtium and the alyssum and the snapdragon it's still a little too hot to start those. So those will be on it for another video. I do have these petunias, like I said, that I wanted to start over next to the chicken coop. And I'll show you guys the herbs that I have going that need to be harvested as well. So I did pick these up over at the Walmart in the clearance section. Of course, you know, this time of the year they start having a clearance on all of their gardening stuff. And so I thought this would be perfect to seal off on the side of the chicken coop. So I got 4 of them. Since they'll be exposed to the elements, I did go ahead and I sealed them with linseed oil on yesterday. Mm-mm. So I'm gonna need my little plastic hammer. All right. So I'm just gonna sprinkle these, see what comes up. Hopefully it'll be nice and full over here. I've got some white lace veil petunias. And then I've got this dwarf bedding mixed colors petunia that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. These seeds are small too. Wow, look at this. I picked this up at Baker's Creek. Look at that. There's like 10 seeds in there. Oh my God. Ugh, it's warm out here. Now to show you guys the oregano, the herbs that I already have. Here's some oregano that I put in the bed. It seems to be doing fairly well. But look at that. See how it's already started to go to flower? So yeah, I'll be pulling that oregano up. Um, then I've got, this is a foxtail rosemary. I'm gonna harvest some of it, and hopefully some of these ends are tender enough for me to try to propagate some in a pot. Then we've got this rosemary. I'm sorry, not rosemary. This oregano here. All right. So like I said, I have the foxtail rosemary that I want to take some cuttings from and try to propagate. And then I also have this Mexican mint. I thought it was Mexican oregano, or Cuban oregano, but it needs to be harvested and dried. Then I've got this mint as well, and it's starting to go to flower on me. So I definitely want to get this off because I don't want it to fall and start growing in the garden. It is invasive. I think I dropped a couple over here. All right, so I also have, this is a lemon balm that I harvested from not too long ago. It's already growing back, but I won't be harvesting it anytime soon. I'm gonna let it get big and bushy. I've got this Godwin lavender that I just started the other day. Then I have this pitiful looking sage. And of course, I did plant some new seeds. And then there is the lemongrass. The lemongrass I recently harvested, cut the roots, added more dirt to the pot, and so I won't be harvesting this for a while. I'm gonna let it grow really well before I start to harvest it. I've got some comfrey, and it seems to be doing well in this spot, although the sun is beating it down. I'm gonna come over here and water it in a minute. I need to harvest and dry some of that. I do plan on making some salve with it, and then of course the basil. I'll need to get all of those seeds. I need to put my shade cloth back on. It's looking pretty pitiful out here right now. But yeah, so that's it for the herbs. I did want to go ahead, start some new herbs, get the other ones harvested. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this video. As usual, I appreciate you guys for joining me. If you found my content interesting, I'd appreciate it if you could like, share, and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll be seeing you guys on the next video. Bye.